The Yeti played with the snowballs. The small gray alien wanted a sandwich. Mop. 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 Yep. All right. Are we alone in the universe? For a chosen few, the unfortunate fate of being up close and personal with the answer has left them scarred, sick, sleepless, and sometimes worse. Betty and Barney Hill stopped for a roadblock, only to end the night with their brains wiped and their genitals riddled with space herpes. The Wiener brothers were grabbed on a camping trip and yanked into the history books. People from around the globe are abducted and experimented on every year by possibly malevolent beings without consent or the common courtesy of a reach around. This week, we'll ask the hard questions about alien abductions. Are people being taken by beings from another world? Why are they taking us? What the fuck do they do with all that semen? Who knows? But it sure is some weird shit. Hello, everybody.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's recording now.
Hey-o.
I got it. Nobody panic. I got it.
Microphone.
I said,
check.
don't panic.
Oh, okay.
I said the
check
other
it, check.
one.
1, 2.
Not to panic. So this is the Weird Shit Podcast. This is Mike.
Ryan. Alex.
And
basically, you do every time.
We're gonna go over some weird shit. Today we're gonna be talking about alien abductions.
Holy shit.
So, like, what do you guys know about alien abductions?
Well, so we know that aliens come from sewers.
You fucker. Holy shit, that was almost on my phone, too. Sewers? That's a good start.
Well, with him saying that, now it's like on a scale of 1 to 10, a 1, because I've never heard of that.
Realizing I know less than I even thought.
I'm going to go with a 3.
I'm going to go with a solid 2.
So,
point fiber.
So you are aware that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are not, in fact, aliens.
Exactly. They're X-Men.
Yeah, technically, right?
I mean, they're mutants. Mm-hmm. Like, you'd think the X-Men would fucking take them.
They should.
Yeah, I mean, they're better than Beak. Like, the X-Men have fucking Beak. You'd think they'd need a Ninja Turtle.
That? Jesus. Should have ducked him.
So, yeah, like, missing time.
Space.
Where did all the time go?
Waking up in weird places.
Time, or are they abducting the people?
It could be both.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I guess that could be why it's missing.
They take them up, they finger them a little bit.
A little finger banging?
A little finger banging in the butthole, you know? Soak up some time. Maybe they just soak the time out of our ass. You think that's what it is?
I think that is where time
comes
from.
That's they just probe the anus, and it sucks time out of it. And that's why they keep abducting people, is to extend their life.
See,
right?
I don't know enough about time to dispute that. But it sounds about right to me.
I'm on board with this theory.
So on September 19th, 1961 at 10:30 p.m., Betty and Barney Hill were on their way back to their home in Portsmouth after vacationing in Niagara Falls and Montreal. The roads were almost empty as they made their way down the darkened interstate. Just south of Lancaster, New Hampshire, Betty spotted a bright point of light in the night sky. The light moved from below the moon and the planet Jupiter upward to the west of the moon. Fuck.
Say what?
Pretty sure she saw the moon.
It could have just been the moon, honestly.
On the next
Solved.
one.
Try again, Betty and Barney Hill.
Well, vacation's in a waterfall.
Hold up. 1961 wasn't even a real year.
It was, it's the one that came before 1962.
Well, see, that one wasn't really there. Anything before the year I was born isn't real, right? That's how that works?
You can't prove that it
Yeah,
existed.
I can't prove any of that existed because I wasn't there.
Conspiracy right there.
That's a fair point.
Or maybe you just got abducted.
Fuck.
They already wiped our fucking brains.
God damn. We're stumbling on some shit here.
Uncovering the truth. You heard it here first.
What did you say their names were? Betty and Barney?
Yeah, Betty and Barney Hill. Basically, they were on vacation in Niagara Falls. They decided to head back home. And while they were heading back home, she saw this light out the window. And Barney tried to, like, focus on his driving. While she's like, Barney! Barney, there's a light in the sky, Barney!
Shut your
Do
dang
you
mouth,
see it?
woman.
He's like,
I'm concentrating on driving.
Focusing on driving. He clearly hasn't seen enough movies.
yeah, I mean, like, the best thing to do is just close your eyes and go in a straight line.
You gotta stare straight at that shit.
Well, I mean, he probably was drinking, so it's fine.
Well, it's the 1960s, so they were all clearly drinking. Anyway.
It was a better time.
As the object erratically darted around the sky and grew bigger and brighter, Betty begged Barney to stop the car so they could get a closer look and walk their adorable Dachshund Delzy.
Delzy?
Delzy. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't trust this story anymore. What the hell
Wait,
kind
hold
of
up.
name is that?
What was the relevance of them adding the fact that their dog was adorable into this story?
I added the fact that their dog was adorable. I
How do
already
you
posted.
know?
Well, I already posted a picture of them on our Facebook page, and
Well, I
it's
didn't
them
look at
holding
it.
the dog.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It's fucking beautiful. I could probably pull it up.
I'm looking up.
They didn't get the
I'm
dog,
looking it
did
up
they?
right now. Hold
Good,
up.
look it up.
Did they abduct the dog?
I don't believe you.
See, that's what fucking drives me crazy about this whole case. I'm like, all right.
Look, it's adorable.
So they had their dog with them.
Oh, that's not it.
Oh, that's
That's
aliens.
not even a dog.
That's
Damn.
aliens in a
Oh, okay.
courtroom.
I don't know what a dash hound is.
To be honest, I can't spell that.
It's
You're right.
also part of. It's also the name of a car.
Oh shit!
Is that the kind of car they were driving?
No, it's,
Yo, that dog's fat.
Holy shit!
Hey, wait a minute.
PHAT,
look how fucking awesome that dog is.
straight chilling.
That's
It
an
looks like
awesome
he's
dog.
seen some shit.
Yep.
That dog has definitely seen some shit. But like, my question is, right?
She already looks like an alien.
Yeah, she does kind of look like she's getting abducted right now, but only
She's
her
like-
face.
She looks like she could see some shit.
See, that could actually be possible because, like, a lot of people think that alien abduction is like a genetic bloodline thing. So they're like abducting people in the same family line
Some
and
Assassin's
breeding them
Creed
with
shit.
aliens. Yeah.
Then
They're
how,
like,
so what you're trying to say? It's only white people that get abducted.
no, because Barney was black. They took Barney too.
Well, you didn't say he was black.
He's in the picture.
He barely looks black.
He's light skinned.
He's okay. Fair enough.
This is a black and white photo, so there's no color.
Barney stopped at a scenic picnic area just south of Twin Mountain.
The dog's black.
Being a completely reasonable and not at all unhinged human being, he then retrieved a pistol from his trunk, worried about running into bears in the middle of the night with his snack-sized
They
dog.
just start shooting at the object. In the
Hold
sky?
up.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, this dude, like, literally, he stops to walk his dog. The first thing he does is he grabs the gun out of his trunk.
I like the way he thinks.
Because he's not fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's like, I ain't getting abducted.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know.
I wish an alien would.
He's like, I don't know what this thing is, but I'm gonna shoot it. Betty, through binoculars, which she apparently had, said she observed an odd-shaped craft covered in multicolored flashing lights pass across the face of the moon. Through the binoculars, Barney thought at first that what he saw was a commercial flight traveling toward Vermont on its way to Montreal, but quickly changed his mind as it started hauling ass straight for them without ever seeming to turn or change direction.
Are you sure they aren't just looking through what they thought were binoculars, but is in fact a kaleidoscope?
honestly
anybody ask
cannot
them that?
confirm or deny whether or not they had a kaleidoscope. I didn't see it in the police
I
report.
think in the 60s, most people carried one.
That's true. I heard that.
You were
somewhere.
required to.
I think you just said it, but I heard it right here.
Along with a daisy chain and like strips of LSD. You had to have both of those, all those things on you at all times. They ran back to the car and drove down the isolated road very slowly, observing the craft as it passed over a restaurant and a signal tower. Betty would testify that the craft looked to be around 100 feet long. 1 mile south of Indian Head, which I'm guessing is like a mountain or something there, the craft descended in front of them, causing Barney to stop in the middle of the road as it hovered about 80 feet above the ground in front of them. Barney said the craft reminded him of a, quote, huge pancake.
Huge.
He put his pistol in his pocket and made his way towards the object with his binoculars.
Hold up. A giant pancake's flying at you, and then you put your gun away.
Why would you put the gun away?
You put your gun away. See, now I'm not such a fan of this guy. At first, he pulled out the gun, and I was like, yeah, of course you would bring your gun. And then he puts it away when he sees it's a pancake.
Then he went
From
for
my
his giant
experience
fork.
in watching horror movies, that's like the opposite of what most black people do. They usually just go, "Oh hell no," and run the fuck away, right? Like,
Instead, he
put the gun away.
Instead, he put the gun in his pocket and grabbed his binoculars and started walking towards it.
But it was only 80 feet away. That's like close enough to look at it. Why would you need binoculars if it's 100 feet long and only 80 feet away?
Maybe he had bad vision.
He had pancake
He ain't wearing no
vision.
glasses.
No. Apparently he used his binoculars.
Or his kaleidoscope.
Right, that's what it is.
Oh shit,
See?
giant pancake!
We're just breaking this case open, left and right. In the window, he could see 8 to 11. That's a weird fucking figure.
Well, he couldn't have said 7-Eleven because they would have sued him for trademark purposes.
True. He could see 8 to 11 humanoid figures dressed in black coats and black motorcycle caps, quote, like Nazis, staring at him through the window. All but one of them retreated into the hallway.
Dang Nazis.
So wait, what? An alien biker gang?
Yeah, like alien, like leather bar patrons. Like, I don't understand.
That sounds awesome.
So it's like an alien version of a motorhome pulled up with a whole bunch of biker gang dudes in it, going, yeah, that one.
They're like, hey, we're looking for Kansas City. He's like, oh.
Where's the nearest titty bar?
The remaining figure communicated a message to him saying, quote, stay where you are and keep looking. The craft spread bat-wing-like fins with red lights as it descended closer, lowering a ramp of some sort.
So this giant pancake just sprouted bat fins?
It's a giant pancake that sprouted bat wings and a ramp.
This guy was definitely on LSD.
Bat wings from like the side, the top, like.
But see, like Barney was a postal worker, right? Like he was like a postman, and they were both like upstanding members of their community. They had never like done drugs like some sort of delinquent would.
They'd never been caught doing drugs, which means they're really good at it.
Their trunk is just filled with pot needles.
Well, that's why they went to Canada.
Pot needles.
They went to Canada to get the pot needles.
Oh shit, maybe you're right. Maybe they were just like drug needles.
They went to quote-unquote Niagara Falls for vacation.
I bet you that's why he put his gun away and approached them. He's trying to buy some...
Maybe that's also why he had a gun.
He was trying to
for
buy
that
some,
drug deal.
Some alien pot needles.
Yeah, and he was he had the
You
gun
human.
for quote bears.
Do you wish to
And
procure
by
the pot
bears,
needles?
he meant Canadian drug lord.
He's like,
Yep.
Greetings, my alien friends. Would you wish to purchase some pot needles?
Oh, shit, you got that tank?
You got that dank weed, son?
You knew exactly why we was coming to Earth.
I don't know. Are you a...
roll us up a fat blunt.
You a space cop?
Space nerds. In a state of, I put here, pants shitting hysteria, Barney tore the binoculars from his face and ran to the car screaming, "They're going to capture us."
I can just
Which
picture him
sounds
having
like-
them on his face and then just oh god, ripping him away from his eyes, crapping his pants.
They're gonna capture us. Fuck.
And then he like waddles back to the car.
It's kind of a weird thing to scream if you see a bunch of aliens, or you think you do.
Yeah.
You're
Wait,
just
what
like,
did he say again?
they're going to capture us.
Maybe he was assuming they were Nazis
Yeah.
and not aliens, because he did say they looked
Yeah.
like Nazis.
According to his testimony, he did think they were Nazis at first. Like he said.
Did
they
he
looked
like specifically
Nazis.
see Hitler?
Uh,
Oh shit, it's Hitler and Eva Braun. They're gonna capture me.
Nah, Hitler had already fled to the Hollow Earth by this point,
True.
so he couldn't have been there.
You probably thought they were coming from the moon fortress.
Yeah.
The lizard people were out to get him.
True.
Hey, don't joke about lizard people. That's just real. We might have one for president here soon. Just give it a little bit of time. He drove away at high speed, telling Betty to look for the object. Woman, stick your head out the window. I gotta know where this thing is.
I need a siren.
Wait, hold on. Why would he need to know where it is? Isn't there only one road? Like, what? Wouldn't it be like a one-way road kind of thing? Like,
Well, the UFO might not follow the road.
yeah, but it's gonna follow them, right?
UFOs are
Well,
known to follow the road most of the
Kind of like birds when they migrate.
Yeah, exactly.
They just
They follow
gradually
roads.
follow the road for like no reason.
Oh, look, you know, like that gif on of the bird getting on the train and riding the train to the next stop. Have you seen that?
I don't even know if that's real.
Oh, it's super real.
And record.
And we're back.
Son of a bitch.
That's where we left off.
Also add in that drum line from that show we were watching earlier, so it's like it's just like, okay, this doesn't match the theme. I'm so confused. It's like some guy just going ham on the drums for like 20 minutes straight, and it's like just the background music to this weird show on YouTube.
I like his style.
Yeah, and it's just like, all right. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
It's such a uplifting tone to a otherwise very strange story about aliens.
So I think I was at
Drum solo.
pants shitting hysteria.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know, something like that.
I think
That's his
Barney
binoculars
had
over his
just-
face.
started shooting his laser at the alien Nazis
Oh, fuck, I don't even see that on here.
right as Harambe was showing up with reinforcements.
Harambe.
You know, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
They were driving down that country road.
It's
And he's
Harambe,
like,
a future
Betty,
past.
I have some
Information.
incriminating evidence against Hillary Clinton that will put her in prison. Aliens!
Your
They're
human
gonna
memes are
capture us.
unacceptable.
He drove away at high speed, telling Betty to look for the object. I just said that already. She rolled down the window and looked up.
Did she see the big ass?
She saw the top of the inside of the car because she didn't look up out of the window. She just rolled it down and looked straight up at the ceiling of the car.
She's like, I don't see anything, Bonnie.
Come on, Betty. Jesus.
Look
It's
at the
just
fucking
all
window.
black. So impossibly black.
Just like my soul.
Blah, blah, almost immediately. The hills heard a rhythmic series of beeping or buzzing. Apparently it sounded like it was coming from, like it was bouncing off the trunk of their vehicle.
Oh shit! Was one of the aliens like Terminator down the back of their car?
Oh man. Okay. You said trunk of their vehicle. And I went,
Betty's like hanging
hell's a
out the
trunk?
window with a shotgun.
Bonnie,
like,
it's liquid metal. It's liquid metal, Bonnie.
Bonnie turned his hands into crowbars, Bonnie.
I was trying to figure out where like the trunk of the vehicle was in my brain. Like it didn't register like the back of a car. I just thought of like a tree trunk for some reason.
I forgot.
I don't know why. I'm like, what do you mean a trunk
The
of a
car
car?
is weird.
What is this Flintstones bullshit?
Bunch of Barneys and Betty's. I don't know what the hell's going on. Bunch of
Barney's
tree
and
trunk
Betty's
cars.
tree trunk cars.
Pancakes flying through the sky.
It's like the trunk of a
100-foot
redwood.
pancakes with bat wings. What the fuck is going on?
It's just the trunk of a redwood with wheels on it.
Get in the trunk. Get in the tree car. We're out of here.
Betty,
You space
get in the
Nazis are freaking
trunk.
me out.
There's no time to explain. Barney! They got bat wings, Barney! They look so mad. Bouncing out the trunk. The car started vibrating.
Oh shit! About
Which
to
started him vibrating.
Bonnie, I dropped the bass.
Don't is gonna attract more of them.
The Hills said at this point in time they experienced the onset of an altered state of consciousness that left their minds dulled.
The acid started to hit in. That's what it was.
All those pot needles started kicking in.
They thought it was the police, so they ate all their all their stash. They started running away. Made it worse.
Betty, swallow those pot needles. Barney, they hurt my throat.
Shut
I
up.
don't want to swallow them.
Hey, while you're at it, eat all these shrooms I forgot I had in my pocket. Holy shit, it spawned bat wings!
Barney, I see giant pancakes, Barney.
Yeah.
Bat wings.
Me too. Hungry as fuck.
Delsey's back here freaking out, Barney.
Holy shit! We have a dog.
Barney, you are the chosen one.
I know it.
Then they heard a second series of beeping or buzzing sounds and came back to full consciousness. When they woke up, they found that they'd traveled 35 miles.
Through time.
35 miles south.
At the speed of regular time.
Time is a flat
With,
circle.
with bags on their heads.
And something like 3 hours had passed.
Okay, you said something, and I was gonna say something, and now I forgot. What were you talking about? Like, just now? You said something. Oh, yeah. How they heard a second series of sounds, right?
Yeah.
If that was today, I'd be like, man, someone's cell phone making some weird-ass sounds. Like, I wouldn't think, oh my god, there's aliens outside. Be like, man, turn your phone off. Like,
Betty, turn your phone off. We're being abducted by aliens.
she's sitting over there
Turn your
playing
60s phone off.
She's sitting over there playing like a video game on her phone. What?
You don't control my life, Barney.
It's Angry Birds. It's from the future.
You don't understand.
Come with me, Barney. I have so many wonders to show you.
2016. It's a great year.
Just hit 88 miles an hour. I can show you the future.
Just kill me now.
On September 21st, so I think that's,
Monday.
yeah, 2 days
Thursday.
later.
Oh.
So 2 days after this, Betty telephoned Pease Air Force Base and told them about the encounter. She withheld some of the details because they were scared. They'd think she was crazy.
Who would have ever thought that?
And on September, I know, talking about flying pancakes with bat wings and little Nazis inside of it.
Space
Like, that's
Nazis,
not that
dubstep.
weird.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
They
not
probably
that
left
weird.
out. They probably left out everything you just said except flying Nazis, which is probably why they were like, "We'll be right there."
Yeah, we'll be right there.
They're back, sir.
But see, they showed up, or called a day later, apparently, September 22nd. Major Paul W. Henderson telephoned the Hills for a more detailed interview. His report, which was dated September 26th, said that the Hills had probably misidentified the planet Jupiter, because I guess Jupiter moves a lot.
Well, every 60 years, it turns into the size of the moon, right? Like, I think I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah,
it's got to be real. Yeah,
Space Nazis come out.
yeah, and it has like windows on the side.
It spreads like bat wings and flies in
And
circles.
for some reason, on the side it says American Airlines.
It distorts gravity, so it really slows things down. So it takes 3 to 4 hours to travel 35 miles. It's all standard stuff there.
It sounds to me like Major Henderson
Swamp
is
gas.
in league with the space Nazis.
Yeah,
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's what they need to be worried about. But apparently he later changed that to an optical condition, inversion, and insufficient data.
Sure, yeah. Swamp gas reflecting off of Neptune. Standard stuff, really.
Standard things. It happens all the time. That's why UFOs get reported so often.
Exactly.
Because of that. How often that happens.
Not to mention all those shady binocular sellers that are really just selling double kaleidoscopes.
Yeah. Just making things worse for everyone.
They really got to get their money back for those binoculars. Within days of the encounter, Betty borrowed a UFO book from a local library.
Did it just like...
It's written by retired Marine Corps Major Donald E. Kehoe, who was also the head of NICAP, a civilian UFO research group.
Okay, so like how many UFO sightings were reported before this incident? Because I feel like in the 60s it wasn't a lot, right? Like, it couldn't have been a lot.
Like UFO incidents,
alien
period?
things? Yeah,
or
yeah.
do you mean abductions?
Well, like how big could that book have possibly been? Like 10 pages?
Well, UFOs have been
It's like
spotted
it's
a
more like a
lot
pamphlet.
since the 40s was when it first started. The first like real reports were of Foo Fighters during World War II.
You saw bands?
It's just Dave Grohl with a beanie, like
Oh shit, it's a Foo Fighter!
But yeah, it was like these
Look out!
balls.
It's Nirvana!
There were these like balls of fire that like the Allies reported seeing in the skies over Germany.
Those are called bombs.
Well, maybe they were just tripping balls or something. Those planes are probably filled with asbestos. God knows what that does to your brain
It was
cells.
the insert year period here. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, they always do drugs back then.
That's true.
And always, every year actually.
All the time.
In fact, everybody does drugs, it's fine.
And like
Doing drugs right now.
the pilots reported seeing like fiery like things called, which they called Foo Fighters because
They
I think
like
like
rocked
feu
their world. Oh.
or something is how you say fire in French. So it was like Foo.
Oh look, it's a fier.
A fee.
Gotta look out for the feu.
So what happened next?
Yeah, that's right. That's probably important. So she like tells this guy all about the incident. Like she tells him about how it had like bat wings and the humanoid figures that she saw.
Wait, who did she tell? Did they ever figure that one out?
Yeah, Donald E. Kehoe.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the guy she called like on the 21st. You're talking about the guy who wrote that book.
Yeah,
Okay.
she gets hold of him on September 26th.
To do the full interview.
Yeah. She told him the full story, including the details about the humanoid figures that Barney had observed through binoculars. So she told him they saw space Nazis. And this guy was like, holy shit, space Nazis.
I knew it.
I knew they'd be back.
After all these years.
Betty wrote that
Took
she
my
and
left
Barney
pinky toe.
were considering
I'm gonna get it back.
hypnosis to help recall what had happened. Her letter was eventually passed on to Walter N. Webb, a Boston astronomer and NICAP member. So apparently on October 21st, Webb met with the Hills, and in a 6-hour interview, the Hills related all they could remember of the UFO encounter. Barney said that he had developed a sort of mental block and that he suspected there were some portions of the event that he just didn't want to remember. And I can tell you exactly what those portions of the event are, because under hypnosis, his story is he was anally probed, and they took like a fucking like suction cup dick vacuum and like put it over his junk and like drained him of semen for some reason, and like the whole time he's going through like
Nazi procedure.
How does he not want to remember this? This sounds like a great time.
Yeah, he's just like.
Plus, they were hitting him with all those pipe needles.
All those pot needles, man. Those pot needles are dope. Like they have him like hooked up to the dick vacuum, and while he's like,
it was like a Hoover, or
I don't know what the brand was. It could have been. I'm sure they have some sort of government contract, just like Lockheed Martin.
But I mean, like, was it just like a regular vacuum?
It was like some sort of hose that was basically something that would remove all of the liquid from your body if you left it on long enough. And like,
so I mean, I'm asking for a friend, but like, where would I get one of these?
How much do they cost?
Sounds like a great Christmas present or something.
It's a good investment for the future. And while he's like hooked up to this dick vacuum, Betty is being shown like star maps and being told that they've come here to study people.
What a strange, like, difference in what they've done to her and her husband. Like, okay, remove all his fluids. Let's teach her about space. She's not worth fluids.
Show her space Google Maps.
Yeah. This is where the Chipotle is.
You hold this button down and you go, bing. Siri, I need Chipotle.
This is where my drug dealer Brad lives.
Please take a left at the Milky Way. Head straight for the Andromeda Galaxy.
And,
on the right. Can't miss it.
And so they're like telling her that they need her help, and the reason they need to study people, and that they aren't going to hurt her. They just have to run some tests, and so they like scrape her fingernails, and they scrape some skin off of like her fingertips and stuff.
So she got a pedicure.
Yeah, she's getting a pedicure.
Yeah, and like off her feet, literally, like the things are like scraping samples off her feet and shit. And meanwhile, like Barney's in the back of the fucking spaceship getting space herpes from the dick vacuum. Like poor Barney. Like he had such a fucking nightmare experience, and she's like.
They're just like
you and I have a very different nightmare experience.
Like, apparently it was like the leader of this group of aliens, like, was personally leading her around through the ship, like...
And they're all just, like, flicking him in the balls.
Yeah, while they're, like, in the back raping Barney. And, like...
You guys are dicks!
And, like, they do one test on her, which is kind of invasive, where they, like, stick a needle, like a huge fucking needle in her, and take out some of her ovaries. And like the alien was like,
punched her and her ovaries fell out.
Yeah. No, that's it's not Donnie Yen. It's an alien.
Oh, okay.
And
maybe that's why the leader was walking her around. He was like giving her some alien booze.
He's trying to warm her up first.
Some alien Barry White.
Which is Barry White.
I wanna gloss you all over.
Over and again.
Till the night closes in. And
till the night closes in.
So she's having the time of her life. She's having the time of her life while he's hooked up to the fucking dick vacuum. And like they took out some of her ovaries, and she said that when they put in the needle, she was like, it hurts bad, and like the alien's like, shh, it won't hurt. And then she didn't feel pain anymore after he like put his hand on her head.
Are you telling me she ran into some Jedi?
Yeah.
This doesn't hurt.
Apparently, a lot of different alien species supposedly have telepathy. If you listen to the people who have been abducted by them, they're like, they never say that the things communicate from like moving their mouths. Most of the time, they're like, it just like looked at them and they could feel like the thoughts in their head, like what it was thinking at them. And
yeah, I'd rate that. Whoa! You can't think that at me.
But like, they hadn't remembered these details until they were hypnotized. Like, they only remembered that stuff after the guy like put them under hypnosis, right? So my problem with it is like, people are super susceptible when they're in like a hypnotic state. Like, you can kind of suggest.
Like, yo, what kind of weird stuff did them aliens do to you?
Yeah.
Did they have like a dick vacuum or something?
Yeah. Well, I bet they had a dick vacuum and
you know what?
Like an egg beater. I bet they put an egg beater up your ass. Did it
look kind of like a Hoover?
Just covered you in coconut oil and started massaging you gently.
They were just hitting her titties like they was drums. Bong, 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 bong.
My ovaries.
Quick, get him off the floor.
And so she's like, so the aliens like scoop the ovaries in a bucket.
I thought they got it with a needle.
And like when they went to like to drop her off, right? They're like, and you
Call me.
And she's like, no matter what you do to me, I'll always remember this. And they're like, yeah, okay, whatever, bye. like they're like, you want to watch us leave? And she's like, you betcha. And then like watches them like sail into space while like Barney's huddled up in the fetal position,
ass bleeding.
like ass bleeding everywhere, like just shaking and malnourished because his.
You know why they treated him worse?
Because he was black.
Because they were Nazis.
Yeah, there you go. They were Nazis. He was black and they were Nazis, so...
Hey, at least he made it out of it alive.
I know. Like, my thing, right, is what did they do to the dog? Because, like...
Wait, did they take the dog?
They had to have, right? Like, if they took Betty and Barney...
Well, no, not necessarily.
Did they just leave the dog in the car?
Well, wasn't he, like, on a walk with his dog? That's why he grabbed the gun in the first place, right? Because he was scared of bears. Whatever.
Yeah.
I just like looked in the dog's thoughts, and it's like, look, guys, I just met these folks, all right?
Look,
I don't even know these motherfuckers.
I'm barely 37 years young.
I'm their slave, all right? Just let me go. I won't have to kill all y'all.
I am more than capable of living in these woods. So, peace.
Every time I bring them the ball, they just throw it away again. I just want to be
no take,
friend.
only throw.
Only throw.
So, basically, they, like, showed her, like, a star map, which told them where she was from, where they were from. And
Wait, what are we talking about?
So she abducted them?
No, when she was abducted, they showed her the star map saying, like, we're from here. And, like, a real, like, astronomer looked at it and was like, oh, yeah, that's this cluster of stars.
That's right next to the Milky Way.
And, like,
That's the Snickers.
And, like, Betty's, like,
cluster.
not that familiar with, like, things. I think maybe it was even something like it was a system that wasn't, like, confirmed until, like, 3 years later or something. So...
But did they check that one for aliens using that Jesus finding radar?
The Jesus finding radar?
Is that not a thing?
What?
Maybe that's just from Futurama.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's from Futurama. This isn't the first time you've done this.
I don't know. I swear that was real.
I could have sworn that was real.
Like later, this guy from Skeptical Inquirer magazine met her. His name was Robert Schaefer. This was in 1977, and at this point, Barney was already dead for a few years. R.I.P. R.I.P. Barney.
Miss you, Barney.
You with Ricky.
Ricky.
And like, she was going out on UFO vigils at least 3 times a week.
How many more times did she get abducted?
That was the only time she was ever abducted.
Did she ever see another UFO?
Yeah, like, she'd go out 3 times a week. During one evening, this guy said she's not really seeing UFOs, but she's calling them that.
Oh shit, it's that swamp gas.
Because, like, they went out together that night, and he said Miss Hill was unable to distinguish between a landed UFO and a streetlight. So, that kind of sucks for her. But,
maybe they gave her a lobotomy.
yeah, they were tricking her. But, like, at that point, she's, like, old, right? So, maybe she just, like, was had dementia or something. So,
She did.
she might not have been able to help it.
Oh shit. You see that UFO behind you?
Nah, son, that's a lamp.
Oh,
That's a lamp, son.
I don't know, man. It looks like it wants to abduct me.
Quick, cover your anus.
So the Allagash incident was an abduction of 4 people in Maine. It was twin brothers Jack and Jim Wiener,
Wiener.
along with their friends Chuck Rack
And
Whoa,
Larry
and
Flippy.
Charlie Fultz and Larry Flippycock.
Okay, so hold up. Chuck Rack.
Yeah,
That's this guy's name?
that's this dude's name.
Chuck Rack.
Chuck Rack.
and Charlie Fall.
Charlie Fultz.
Oh, Faults. Okay.
Foltz.
Folds.
They were like artists who were going to the Massachusetts College of Art, but they were like vacationing here to go like fishing and canoeing. And they were like camping out on the edge of this lake. And like, it was in August of 1976, and they were like paddling around trying to fish in this thing, and they saw this like bright glowing orb like in the sky that was that was like, it was at night though. So
No, see, they thought it was at night, but the entire time they were going to the lake, it was a full eclipse, and then it finally came out when they got to the lake, and it tricked them. The sun was just hiding behind the moon.
So the object changed colors.
That's because they were staring at the
back
sun.
and forth. It turned red, then green, then a whitish yellow. And it looked to be about 80 feet in diameter.
Sounds like a giant cloud of swamp gas.
Yeah.
So like while they're out there in the boat, right, looking at this light, fucking Charlie, because of course it would be Charlie, like pulls out a flashlight and starts flashing the SOS signal at the UFO. He's yeah. He's like,
what if he
light at
just
it.
said he was flashing SOS, right? So just to make it sound good, but really he was like, click, 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 fuck you, fuck you. Like, yeah.
That might have been what it was, because like,
Come down here, I'll wreck you.
yeah, that UFO like stopped and it's like, what you say, motherfucker, and starts like coming in.
It's like, I know he didn't.
And when they saw it coming for them, they started paddling as fast as they could. But
Wait, they're out on a lake in a canoe?
Yeah, in a fucking canoe, like fishing.
And decided
night.
to mess with some aliens.
And yeah, like they had been watching this thing.
Oh, shit, it's sauce.
Wait.
Paddle us out of here.
How big is this canoe? If 4 people are on a canoe, there gotta be a big ass canoe, right?
It was like 80 feet, I think they said.
Yeah,
Damn, they cut down a redwood just to make a fucking canoe.
they got it from the same place Barney and Betty got the tree trunk car. It's just a fucking tree. It's not even like they're like it's a canoe, but it's just.
What
a
if it was
fucking
made
tree.
from the same redwood?
Oh, shit.
Aliens just pissed off that we cutting down our trees.
Those things get pretty tall, dog. You totally probably be from the same tree. Like, so they start paddling away from it. They're like, oh fuck. and they're paddling towards their bonfire that's on the shore that they had started. And like this thing like shoots out a beam of light, and that's the last thing they remember before
the mind ray.
Yeah, like they end up, the four of them like waking up in the camp again. But like their bonfire, which they had set up to last for like hours, was already like burned low. So like literally it's like, that light is bright, and then like you're waking up and your fucking bonfire's like out.
You wake up, oh man, the fire's kind of, ooh, my butt hurts.
My butt hurts.
Is anybody else's balls itch? I just can't stop scratching them. And like,
why am I shaved?
Why are my balls glowing green?
Somebody shaved a heart into my pubes. Fucking aliens, man. Like
Birds.
Like, supposedly it's for like crossbreeding purposes, but like they don't even do it the fun way. They like stick an egg beater up your ass and a vacuum to your dick and just like drain your body of all fluids instead of like being like, yo.
Does that work?
It works for them apparently. That's what it says.
Like, where are they getting this information to stick a blender up someone's butt?
I don't know.
They're aliens. They're very advanced.
They're looking through that book that's like, oh yeah, the G-spot's in the anus. Let's stick a blender up there to really make sure we get it. That way we don't have to try to find it. We just hit it.
No, turn it to pulse. Turn it to pulse.
You gotta stop using the jackhammer.
I'll tell you.
I don't know why they hate this.
I'm the one in charge. I'm the one in charge of the probes, Gary.
Use what I say.
I use what I want.
Jackhammering the shit.
Eventually, Jack Wiener, which like what fucking bastard names their kid Jack Wiener? Like that's so horrible.
What's his brother's name?
Jim. So it's Jack and Jim Wiener, the Wiener twins.
I was hoping it was off.
So he's Jack Wiener, and
Jack and Off Wiener. Jack and his brother Off Wiener.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure it was really easy for them going through school.
They wanted to, but they decided against it.
They had plenty of friends.
Wiener, what up?
Yo, what up, Dick? No, my name's Jack. Yo,
Dick
what's
Wiener.
What's up, Dick?
What's up,
Dick Wiener? That's my boy, Dick Wiener.
Yo, you know Dick Wiener down the street? That dude's pretty dope. So, Jack Wiener starts having nightmares,
probably all the...
like, years later.
The bullying.
He's having these nightmares about them being, like, naked on the
aliens
benches.
just abduct him and start making fun of his name.
They look at
nightmares.
It's like a doctor up in a spaceship, and they're like, "All right, give me the file." Jack Wiener. Your name's Jack Wiener. Your parents
do that.
Did your parents really do this to you? Is
You
this
poor
fucking
soul.
ridiculous?
Now put it in his ass.
So like he starts having nightmares, and he calls his brother Jim. He's like, "Yo,
Jim Wiener.
yo, dog. I've been having these nightmares
Jimmy
about
Wiener.
like that night we went camping." And the other dude's like, "Oh, word?" And he's like,
Their lingo's way ahead of their time.
Oh,
They were
word.
like-
Been having nightmares about that night, huh?
Me too. Hell
Me too.
yeah.
yeah, exactly. He's like, "Me too." They like talk to each other. They remembered like bits from their nightmares, which is like them sitting naked on a bench with like the other two dudes, like they're waiting
Oh man, that'd be a shitty
and
nightmare.
like hearing like screams and
Do they all have to like take a number?
Like
Yeah, they're just in a waiting room.
like they're like,
Take a number for the anal probe.
you're just
You're
watching
next.
everyone else get anal probed, just knowing that like it's 2 people between you and the probe. So you're just like counting down.
Maybe-
you're like,
Hey, you first, man. No, man. You go ahead.
Maybe it's just how like new doctors get practice doing prostate exams, but like they have to put you under and make you pretend like you were like abducted first.
So they put on like
plausible.
rubber masks and like just like
Shrink
chloroform
themselves.
people on the street.
And then shrink themselves down. To like
Some guy at a coffee
gray
shop's like,
alien.
"When was the last time you had a prostate exam?" Never. Tomorrow. What?
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Hell is
I
a
got
prostate
you.
exam? It's not a thing.
And they
I woke up 3 days later in a daze.
they end up deciding to go to like a hypnotherapist because of course they do to like try to remember the rest of it. And so like them and their other 2 friends all like go to this hypnotist a few times and like bring up memories of like seeing each other strapped to tables, like being like tortured by these things, or like hearing the other ones like screaming from like another room and stuff.
Yeah, but that was just Saturday. What does this have to do with the alien abduction?
yeah. That's when we went to that like convention. Do you remember? He's like, nah.
It was weird. The aliens were all dressed in leather and chains, and they had whips. It was just
Nipple tassels?
nipple tassels.
There was one with a battery. They're out of their minds.
Guy said his name was Pence.
Good. Like, so they all have fucking like similar memories of what happened. This is basically what I'm getting at.
So they probably
And,
got abducted.
Yeah, they were probably abducted, right? So like they all take a lie detector test. Like they all take lie detector tests, and all of them passed.
Oh, is that
supposedly?
Are you supposed to pass a lie detector
Yeah.
test? Okay.
If you fail, because like failing it means like you were full of shit. So yeah. So like basically that's
They passed that shit with flying fucking
that's the
carpets.
allegations.
I thought it was kind of like passing a drug test.
But like
You don't want to.
so like my problem with the
Never know
wieners,
how it's
right,
gonna come out.
is I was like looking into it, like
Sideways.
like Jack like sells paintings and stuff of like, oh, this was where they took us, this is the room I was strapped down in and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, that's really weird for you to be painting that. You're like, this is when they stuck the blade dildo up my ass, and like selling that online. Like, why would you sell paintings?
This is
of
the
that?
tool they call the jackhammer.
This is the pair of rubber gloves.
It's just
I'm not
it's like
making it up.
it's like him naked, strapped down to a table, and then just a really intricate background of just a wall of dildos and like other anal probes. And there's a guy, just an alien in a white
It's
coat,
like-
just like with his hand on his
Which
chin,
one
like
today?
which one to use,
Dude, it's like that scene from The Matrix. The
We're
alien
gonna need
walks in the
dildos.
room and he's like, I
Lots
need
of
dildos. And it's like,
yeah.
it's like shelves blowing past him.
Anal probes. Holy shit! You guys have everything here.
Butt plugs.
Nipple clamps.
So, like, yeah, like, basically, I'm like, he makes a lot of money off of this, right? So, like, I don't know if I'm...
A lot? Like,
I mean,
what's
he
a
said-
lot?
Well,
Like
I guess not a
$10?
lot, but...
$10 is a lot.
Yeah.
I could go for $10.
$10 would be dope.
Hey man, can I borrow $10?
I don't have
Yeah,
$10.
yeah, I got you, dog.
I appreciate it.
So he makes like money off paintings and stuff, but I'm like, that's weird to like sell paintings of yourself being tortured in this like traumatic experience.
You know what I find the most weird thing about this whole story now is he is an art student selling art. and making money.
That's probably
this,
the least.
This doesn't add up.
Happened.
So it's like I don't believe him now. Like it's just.
He's totally probably full of shit now.
Maybe that was the only way he could. Maybe this was just a huge thing to sell art this whole time. He didn't actually get abducted. It was just like, shit, man, my art's not selling. Let me make up some shit about being an alien abduction.
Yeah, that's actually entirely plausible because, like, he wasn't like anybody before that. So,
but
after
at
the
same
abduction,
time, he passed the lie detector test.
Yeah, he did pass the lie detector test though,
or failed, whichever.
Which is the rub. But like, I know like some serial killers and sociopaths have passed those too, but it's like not as easy as it was. They make it look.
Is your name Dick Wiener?
Yes.
Yerp.
It's Jack Wiener.
Oh, right.
Jack off Wiener.
Yeah. Jack off Wiener.
It's Benedict Penis.
Benedict. Benedict Penis. That's great. But yeah, basically like as far as abductions go, I think it's perfectly possible. Like I don't know why it wouldn't be possible for like aliens to be like, hey, look at that thing. That thing's dope. Let's see what it does when we poke it and just start grabbing people.
Oh, I thought you meant butts.
They're probably just minding their own business till they got that flashlight all up in their face, blinding them. They couldn't see where they're going. We're like, whoa!
All right,
fuck these guys.
Probe that guy.
Yeah, we're
for sure.
I mean, we've never probed anything before, but I feel like we should probe those guys.
I feel like it's the only thing that can bring back my retinas.
What if he was
probed the fuck out of
what
this
if like
guy?
it's Morse code?
First probe.
What if he was like Morse coding to this light, and this guy like, I have incriminating evidence against Hillary Clinton. And to get him to shut up, they just probed him a whole bunch.
Jesus. Did you guys see that video of her, like, coughing out the eggs?
What?
Like,
no.
on YouTube? It's so amazing, because, like, it's literally this video, which is probably fake, but, like,
no doubt.
It looks great. So she's, like, and, like, choking at, like, a podium, and, like, picks up her glass of water like she's going to take a sip, and instead, like, these two green, like, spheres, like, drop into the bottom of the glass. Like, she's, like, spitting out these, like, round loogie things. And I'm like, those look like eggs.
Yeah.
Which is
probably fine.
It's funny. I can't wait till we do David Icke. I gotta, like, do more research so I could go into David Icke for you guys.
Who's David Icke?
So David Icke.
David Icke.
He is the...
David Icke?
Yeah, that's all I know.
He's the...
I've just heard of him just now.
He's basically the father of, like, reptilian theory.
Oh hell yeah.
And,
nice.
So there's him, and, like, before that, he claimed he was, like, the reincarnation of Jesus Christ on, like, talk shows. Then, like, he's, like...
His name was... Wait, you said his name was Dick Van Dyke?
Yeah, Dick Van Dyke. For legal purposes, his name is Dick Van Dyke.
The head lizard.
Yeah, he's basically the guy who's most famous for reptilian theory. And I'll, like, do a whole episode on that at some point, but that's a lot of research for that.
I'm very curious about this man's thought process.
That would be really cool. But, yeah, basically, what do you guys think of alien abduction? Do you, like, think it's possible?
Well, it's pretty weird that they're all passing lie detector tests.
Yeah.
And that they would both have, like, a perfectly corroborated story.
Yeah.
Well, in general, yeah, I think it's possible to be abducted. I don't know why they'd come to Earth. Maybe we're like the fat kid. And they're just like, let's pick on the fat kid. They don't even have technology to fly through space yet. They can't manipulate time.
Nerds.
Show me what you've got. And they're like,
we're the least advanced society in the entire universe. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's like why people watch Honey Boo Boo. like the
I mean, we
same
still have-
fucking thing.
Yeah.
still
We
use
are
fax
the
machines.
universe's Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah,
Freaking great.
that's just wonderful.
Thanks God.
Like, we still have fax machines. Of course they're making fun of us. No one wants to use a fax machine.
Well,
It's like 80 years old, right?
beep 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 beep.
Beep, 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 beep,
Good,
beep,
good retort.
Yeah, like what you were saying though, like one reason why people think like they would be abducting us is like has to do with like the ancient alien shit. They're like they were trying to create like a better worker. So they were like abducting like Homo sapiens and like mixing their DNA with Homo sapien DNA, which is what created humans. Supposedly.
Wait, but we are the Homo sapien. You mean like the Homo
Yeah, the
erectus
thing.
or
Yeah,
whatever?
the thing
Or whatever
before
was
Homo
before us?
sapien. Then
Homo Farnsworth?
Yeah,
That's Futurama. So-
Yeah. This isn't the first time you've done this. So, like, basically, they think that they're coming back to check on how the genome is going, like how it's progressing, like
And just somehow worse every time.
yeah.
Wait, did they
it's
make
getting
like
worse.
several different types, you think?
Yeah, so like Bigfoot could be one of them.
Oh, I meant more like Asians, and like blacks, and white people. Like they just made different versions.
I think it's like they did the initial like spark, and then like where people went to is like what changed the rest of it. Like so, like we were still subject to evolution, but it was like
They sneezed in the primordial ooze.
yeah. So it was like yeah, exactly. Because like there's useless parts of our DNA, like sequences that we don't use,
Like
which are
male nipples.
supposedly left over from
brains.
yeah, like which are supposedly left over from times that people have gotten viruses or things like that. So there's like bits of that virus left in, and they're like, "Oh, it's just dead code. It doesn't do anything." But
So we need to
the-
clean up that code.
Hell yeah.
We need to update.
like the really crazy people, and I mean crazy in the way that I fucking love every one of these people.
Crazy like a fox.
is that they're like, oh, that dead DNA is like the thing that caused the genetic reprogramming. So they're like, that's why that's left there, because it like genetically changed us into humans from whatever. Like it was put there by the aliens, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
But then, how do you explain Jesus? Just how does religion tie into all of this?
Aliens.
Clearly, religion is real.
We could do an episode on that too.
What?
Like religion
Oh.
or something. Like
Too controversial.
let's lose every listener.
Yeah.
Good fucking job. God, I'm so dumb.
It's cool. It's cool.
Episode 1 complete. And canceled.
Yeah. Episode 1 in the can. The garbage can.
He shoots. He scores.
Nope. Nope, he didn't.
Nope, it hit the rim. It's like that Bewit. No, what was that movie? Bedazzled or whatever, where he like.
Bewitched?
Where it was, he became that basketball player and he like shot it up and then turned around and put the 3 up, but it like missed or whatever. And he's just like, oh wait, no, that was real. That's right. That was that. In the movie, he did that and made it, but there was like some gif of a guy, an NBA player, shooting it up, and he's like, it just completely misses. He holds up the 3s, and it just, everybody's just like, yeah, oh. That's what we just did
That is what we
with
just
this
did.
with this post. Yep,
Exactly.
That's true.
threw it up, turned around, didn't look at it, pretended like it went in anyway.
So Betty and Barney Hill, what do you guys think? Do you think it's true? Like their story? Or...
Some parts of it I find a little far-fetched. like flying
Such
pancakes.
as.
I'm not too sold on flying pancakes, as much as I would like to see that.
Huh.
Do you think they have syrup on
I believe they did say that it had syrup and butter.
And the cockpit looks like a little, like, butter cube on top of it.
it? I think she just got. I just think she got real high and was staring way too hard at a stack of flapjacks at some restaurant. She's like, "That's what abducted me. That right there."
They were just in a Denny's for 3 hours.
Yeah, they went into a food coma, and they woke up and were like, "Oh, my butt hurts," but that's because they obviously had to use the bathroom really badly.
Nah. They, like, it's all that asbestos poisoning from the inside of those old cars. So they just got asbestos, and that made them start tripping balls.
Well, they also had the asbestos cigarette filters, so they're just chain smoking nonstop through asbestos.
Smoking asbestos.
Tastes like lymphoma.
I can't stop my day without a healthy dose of asbestos.
Holy shit, flying pancakes.
That is the most amazing thing.
So they got abducted. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
See,
Case closed.
Case closed. So the Allagash guys, like
Their names are too far-fetched for me,
horrible.
even though that's the realest part about it.
Yeah. Penis wiener? I don't think so.
I don't believe some guy named Dick Jackoff.
Inside, we are all 12. Yeah, the wieners, like, I don't know. They make money off of it now.
I'm a
which
little
is
suspicious
kind
of the wiener twins.
That's kind of low. Like, I don't know why you...
I mean, I don't know, man. I think if something weird like that happened to me, I'd try to make money off of it. Shit. Be
Get
like,
something good out of it.
yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
You
know,
enough,
when
I
life
guess.
gives you-
Jackhammered for a while.
Yeah, when life gives you lemonades and anal probing, just turn it into money or something. I don't know how that
Turn it
saying
into
works.
orange juice or some shit. I don't know.
Become an alchemist. Turn lemonade into orange juice.
Exactly.
That's how that works, right?
That's what it was, yeah. They were trying to... That's how Sunny D was created. They're like...
Anal probes?
Just alchemists, you said. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
Probably
They're,
aliens.
they're like,
Probably alien alchemists.
it probably was
Mhm.
aliens. That's what alien oranges taste like.
Do you think fruit get abducted? They just don't have any way to complain about it because they're fruit.
I bet you they'd fail a lie detector test.
Hell yeah. I wouldn't believe an orange.
Like, you can't trust an orange, man. They got those squinty faces.
They're so...
Although oranges can be president now.
Got it. Yeah, it's true. Nah, that's...
That was insulting to oranges.
Oh,
I
gosh.
apologize.
I apologize to all oranges.
Any orange currently listening to this show, from the bottom of our hearts.
I have the biggest seeds. They're huge.
They're huge.
They're huge seeds. They're the hugest seeds. So
The
next week...
most pulp.
All the best pulp.
The pulpiest.
I have all the best pulp.
Big league pulp. So,
And Penson's just like,
I'm not gay. I'm not gay.
I'm not. Stop it. God. And, so,
I'm
like,
Richard Wiener now.
Oh, is he one of those brothers? There's Richard Wiener, Jack Wiener, Off Wiener.
masturbatory wiener, dick pump wiener.
Beaner Wiener.
Plastic Wiener.
Far too many of these guys running around. That's why they're all getting abducted.
They're
It's out of control.
octuples. They're a set of octuples now. So.
That might be why there's, like, so many of them running around, is because they keep getting abducted.
Yeah, maybe they're just getting cloned. Wiener clones.
And they're like, let's make up some shitty names for these other twins.
You see how ridiculous we can make their names until the humans catch on.
So what do you guys want to do for next week? Do you want to do...
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Something paranormal, or do you want to do a conspiracy?
Dude,
Or-
see, I'm all about some
Or
conspiracies.
like a murder?
Those are always the best.
So a conspiracy?
I want to do the lizard
Do we
people
want to do a
thing.
murder?
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
I don't mean like. I don't mean like murder somebody, Ryan.
What you talking about? Iron Man?
I don't mean
I
that.
think you got some in your eye.
What? There's nothing.
Why do you
in
keep
mine.
doing air quotes?
You keep blinking that eye.
But like a weird crime type thing.
Nah, dude.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, I want
Yeah, let's do
to.
a
I want to do
conspiracy.
lizard people.
That
does sound good,
people
yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
the one you said earlier. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll
The history
I'll
of
start.
lizard
Yeah.
paranormal stuff.
I'll do the. I guess next time we'll talk about the reptilians then,
Hell yeah.
and that'll be fucking dope.
Hell yeah.
So thank you everybody for listening. Bear with us. We're still getting comfortable with this. And
Comfortable as fuck.
I'm so fucking comfortable right now. I'm so fucking comfortable.
All right. Well, with that, I'm out.
You can do the thing. You can do the thing.
What thing?
You just started doing a thing and then you stopped it. You were like, thank you for that.
I started talking.
I don't know.
Are you sure you weren't just listening to my thoughts?
I might have been reading your fucking thoughts, dog.
Because I was thinking about something, and then you said it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Polygraph right now. Were you reading stuff?
Rewind the fucking tape. Rewind the tape, Jessica.
I swear I wasn't talking.
I don't know. I'm very confused right now.
So yeah, I guess next week we'll do reptilians, and I'll start looking into that.
Sounds
I'll get
good.
that shit.
Peace.
Yeah, have a good one.
Boy.
Hey everybody, if you've got weird stories, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us at weirdshitpodcast@gmail.com. You can also rate and subscribe to us on iTunes or Spotify or any place where you find this podcast. We're also on Twitter at WeirdShitPod, and we're also on Facebook. We have a Facebook group set up. It's closed, so people won't see the weird shit that you're posting. But we will. We definitely love to hear from you guys. We'll see you next week.